Everyone. Hope you're doing well. So, welcome to my fundraiser for my medical bills. Um, it's a lot, unfortunately. Hold on. So, it's a lot, unfortunately, because there's basically no treatment pathways in the UK for people with small fiber neuropathy. In fact, 99% of people don't get any treatment at all and they're just left to deteriorate. So, um, I unfortunately have a neuromuscular illness called small fiber neuropathy, and it's a progressive degenerative illness. So mine seems to be particularly aggressive, unfortunately. So a lot of people do get decades or years where it just stays in one place, but mine went from my feet to my neck in 4 weeks, which is really fast. The system in the NHS doesn't really help essentially, and there are treatments, but they're basically expensive. So the NHS has decided that everyone that has my illness doesn't get access to it, even though it can help a lot of people, obviously. So yeah, it's really difficult. I will also fight that and try and get it under the NHS, but that is basically impossible to do. But I'm going to try, and when it gets blocked, I will raise it politically, basically. Even though I'm like a sick person that really doesn't need this, but here we are. And yeah, so the reason why I'm trying to raise funds is because I will probably have to privately pay, and it's really expensive. So it's for a year with IVIG treatment, for example, it's £3,000 per infusion, and you need infusions every 3 to 4 weeks. So just on those costs, that could easily end up being around £60,000 a year. So I think beyond a year, I'd be able to secure it on the NHS by showing that it helps me, hopefully, and by raising things politically and so on, blah, blah, blah. I think I would hopefully we'll be able to get it on the NHS in the end, miraculously. But essentially, I'm obviously trying to raise as much funds as I can to help with that. So yeah, at least we can get started with like a smaller number and start paying for them if and when I get approved for them. There's other things as well, but they're all related to the same medication. But that whole process of getting there is also quite expensive and costly and time consuming. So with consultants, but also the tests that I need to prove that I am eligible potentially for these treatments, those are all expensive. So I probably have quite rare autoantibodies, which, because of my disability, which respond well to treatment. And those, I have to do that abroad, as in I have to send the samples abroad because they're so specific. So that alone costs £558. And then there's lots of other, basically, immune system and autoimmune markers that I need to be tested for. A lot of them I have already covered them on the NHS, but there's more specific, specialized ones, which basically it's not done routinely with neurologists on the NHS. And I'm in that process of trying to argue for additional free support as well. Obviously, anything I can do free, I will do free. So those are some of the things that are going to cost a lot of money, basically. So obviously I'd like to just share the word and see who's able to help. Obviously there's quite serious complications with this illness. So worst case scenario, you can die early of secondary complications with your organs, because once your small fibers malfunction and die, your small fibers exist in multiple organs across the body, including your eyes, your digestive system, your heart, your breathing system, and it can disrupt your autonomic nervous system so much that you end up being bedbound, or it can spread to your large fibers and also end up being bedbound because of that, or end up in a wheelchair because of that. So it is pretty serious and really scary, especially if you don't get treatment. So essentially, that's what I'm trying to do, is just get treatment for my illness. And the funds are to try to help with the medical bills. I'm obviously going to do as much as I can for free as well, but it's still an extortionate amount of money, and I'm just trying to avoid going into tons of debt, basically. So yeah, if you can help in any way, please do. And it'll probably be like a long haul thing, so I might reshare this a few times over the months, because yeah, hopefully in the end this will make a big difference, which I'm sure it will. thanks so much. I'm gonna fight for my life. Yeah, because it's important to do what we can for ourselves. And yeah, I do think I am a candidate, unfortunately, for things getting quite bad because of how aggressively it's spread. Um, and people that have the auto antibodies that I suspect that I have are also known to have a specifically aggressive form of the disease as well. So I'm trying to like act fast and just mobilize as much as I can, and just try to get a consultant that will help me get access to treatment, however that will be. Like, I don't really care. Like, as long as A, I can get to it, and B, that it helps either stop the disease where it is, or reverse it, ideally. There are IVIG or SIVG, I think it's called, which is related plasma exchanges. They can potentially actually make you recover because they can grow your nerve fibers back in the end, but it takes ages, so it can take years. And again, those are very expensive if you do it privately. If the most expensive is £3,000 per infusion every 3 to 4 weeks, which is like criminal. But it's because also it's made from plasma, which is from like 10,000 donors, of healthy donors. So, and also the UK is especially bad because they made stupid policy choices in the past where they banned everyone from donating plasma. It was because of mad cow disease, but I don't know. I just feel like surely you should therefore like do more campaigns now to like increase the flow, considering there's such a lack of plasma donors as a result of that policy. Anyway, whatever. So we have even thought about going abroad for that treatment. That is like the last case scenario, but that would be even more expensive. That would add another £10,000, I would assume, on like travel and expenses. So that is really not what we want to do. So hopefully I can get it in the UK somehow. At the moment, I'm at the stage of I've just found a nice consultant who's willing to help me after 4 consultants and essentially like 7 months wasted, which is every month is important for me. Every day feels important for me. And me the entire time trying to get help. And I finally found someone that is willing to help. So we're just in that process of, after spending loads of money on consultants and other ways of trying to stay stable, because there are other things I'm doing to try and stay as stable as I can. Podiatry appointments, acupuncture appointments, nerve-related supplements, etc. I am now in the phase of getting more tests to try and find the biomarkers to then argue for some potential treatment. So yeah, it's really bad, the situation for small fiber neuropathy people in general, but also for the UK as well. There's just no treatment pathways. At least in the US, lots of people have access to IVIG. Also, the sunlight is like hitting my one particular tooth. Hello. I have some gold tooth, it looks like. But yeah, so this is me asking for your help. And if you can share the word, that would be great. And yeah, I might seem a bit scared because I am. It's been really tough. It's been the toughest period of my entire life. It has taught me a lot, but yeah, it's been rough. Like, I am struggling with, like, it's changed me a lot already physically. Like, my feet hurt quite a lot, and I have nerve pain all over my body, and I have nerve pain in my feet. And today my toes were hurting quite a lot when I was walking around, and you're always worrying, like, can I not use my feet soon? It's just so much. It's just so much. So I do what I can, and then I try and forget about it for a bit and have fun, and that needs to increase. Forgetting about it and have fun, but, you know, if no one's helping you, you need to fight for yourself, and you need to, like, keep going until someone is going to help you, because that was so much more terrifying when there was no one helping me whatsoever medically. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to be left to rot and deteriorate, like everyone is with this illness, it seems like, which is not okay. Like, no one should be left in that situation. So I think, yeah, policy changes need to be made. I have contacted quite a lot of organizations about this as well. Yeah, so anyway, there's more plans. There's more plans that I have, but it's hard when you're also really ill. So yeah, if anything you can do, that'd be great. I'm gonna make like a sheet of things you can do to help if you want, like actionable things. Yeah, so hope that was interesting, and thanks so much. All right, bye, love you, bye.